one of the greatest logistical challenges that we as a company have ever faced. More difficult than any large-scale merger we have ever done, more difficult than any large-scale technology deployment like LTE or fiber to the premise. The most difficult logistical challenge we as a company have ever faced is getting our people equipped for this new world. We have 280,000 people. Nobody is immune from needing to be equipped for the new world. And so we have invested since 2012 a lot of time, effort, and money into making sure that we can bring our people along with us.
Almost every country in the world is facing a skills gap. Technology is disrupting nearly every industry, and the demand for people with science, technology, engineering, and math skills, in other words, software developers, engineers, and data scientists, significantly outstrips supply. The traditional educational system can't produce enough STEM graduates to close the gap quickly enough, and retraining America's workforce is a Herculean task. AT&T is tackling this head-on by providing learning tools to help its employees prepare themselves for tomorrow's jobs. It's a workforce transformation initiative that has no parallel or precedent in the U.S.
In a world of artificial intelligence, in a world of connected devices, in a world of big data, what is a job? You know, what is a job in the future?
We sat down with AT&T's chairman and CEO, Randall Stephenson, to hear his thoughts on what the past can tell us about the future of the workplace.
By virtue of the Industrial Revolution, did quality of life get better or did it get worse? I mean, it got better. And were there transitions that caused some displacement and uneasiness that the country had to work through? And yes. Will we have those now in this new age? Yes. But you go to the end, as this technology matures, will quality of life be better or worse? I struggle to believe it will be anything but better. It will be radically better. And the human element will be just as important in the future as it is today.
For today's pundits and commentators, the future of the employment market is an area of intense focus. New York Times columnist and Pulitzer Prize winner Thomas Friedman uses a graph to illustrate the connection between humans and technology in today's workplace.
I draw one line, and it would be sort of flat across there like that, but have a slight positive slope. That's the pace at which human beings evolved and adapt. Underneath, I draw another line. It starts here low, and then it goes zoop, straight up. That's the pace of technological innovation. Then I take out my little magic marker and I put a little X just above the line, because that's where we are. I think technology has finally hit a point where it is evolving faster than the average human can evolve. And therefore we are what I call living above the line. And I think the challenge and the opportunity for a company like AT&T is how do we give people the tools so they can jump the line, so they can get the most out of these opportunities and cushion the biggest challenges.
AT&T is empowering employees by supplying the tools needed to hone their skills for the marketplace of tomorrow. This is a marketplace where fiber access is converging with cloud computing and big data, where the Internet of Things and software-defined networking are emerging as AT&T's foundational services.
I will start by saying, if you don't have large-scale people capabilities to pull this off, you can't even play. I mean, I believe this is the price of admission if you want to compete in the new world. And you can't hire enough people equipped to do this. You have to grow your own.
Education now has become hygiene. A little of it every day goes a very long way.
In perhaps no business unit within AT&T is the skills transformation more relevant than in John Donovan's Technology and Operations organization. With the company's pivot to software, big data, and the technologies of the future, the demand for employees with updated skills is overwhelming.
You look and you'd say, well, how many new folks do you need for that? And you say, okay, well, maybe 80,000. They're not out there, right? And they're not out there in those numbers. So you have a company that's 140 years old. I mean, a lot of the workers here are second, third generation folks. I mean, myself, I have an aunt who's 105 years old. She worked for AT&T for 44 years. And so there's a lot of people that it's in their blood. They bleed the AT&T blue. And so, you know, to say to them, look, we have this big opportunity, but we're not going to do what most businesses do, which is, you know, buy something or hire something because the numbers are too big. We're going to build a program where the folks that made this company great can continue in this transition and they can make it greater.
Our people are really good, all right? And they're really, really smart. And you can spend a day with our people in various different places in this company and walk away going, look, we can retool these people. It can be done, but we're going to have to do it differently. We're going to have to do it uniquely. We're going to have to use technology, just like we use technology to change the markets, just like we use technology to have better networks. We need to use technology to develop our people.
And developing the AT&T workforce into a team of skilled employees ready to take on the challenges of the new marketplace is the responsibility of the company's Chief Learning Officer, John Palmer. Educating such a huge workforce on a scale like this has got to have its challenges.
It does, and we've been fortunate as a company to really take the lead in the industry about being very candid with our workforce and talking about, you know, what the future looks like. And we really started this effort in earnest a few years back with our Workforce 2020 campaigns. And what we've done over the last few years is really invest in tools that will enable this learning to come to life for people.
In 2012, AT&T kicked off its Vision 2020 program, designed to illuminate the company's path to the future and provide a roadmap for its employees. The education component was called Workforce 2020.
As happenstance would have it, a young man out of Silicon Valley came to see me, the guy out of Udacity, Sebastian Thrun, and he's become very well renowned. And he began showing me some of the tools and the things that he was doing. And he was talking to me about things like, I believe with technology, we can take the cost of education down by 90%. Next thing you know, we're making an investment in some of these capabilities and bringing them into the workplace.
That investment ultimately became one of the cornerstone elements in Workforce 2020. AT&T and Udacity partnered with Georgia Tech to create the first massive open online course, MOOC for short, that leads to a Professional Master of Science degree. With full tuition reimbursement for AT&T employees, it's a program that's one of a kind.
Groundbreaking. There is no degree that is on what we call a MOOC platform supported by a university where you get a degree. The exact same degree, by the way, that you would receive if you were at the bricks and mortar location in Atlanta.
Scott Smith is AT&T's Senior Vice President of Human Resources Operations. His team was instrumental in developing this exceptional program, and the benefits are equally unique.
With rising tuition costs, we wanted something that was affordable. It was accessible by anybody and anywhere in the world. It was mobile-based, so whether you were on a tablet or on a computer, you could get to it. And it was very applicable. Applicable meaning that whether it was AT&T or other companies, that they needed those skill sets for specific roles in their business.
I heard you met with the first 3 AT&T employees that have gone through the Georgia Tech system. Was that inspiring?
It was unbelievable. But here's the thing that I found most interesting in it. They said what they noticed as they were going through the program is the speed that they were learning began to accelerate, meaning they were learning faster. These MOOC environments, if done right, have a social element around them. And these social networks build around these curricula. I'm having trouble in this area. Has anybody else gone through this yet? All of a sudden there's interaction, there's interchange, and there's interchange that's going in a lot of different directions, coming from a lot of different directions. And they said that is what was accelerating their learning, okay? It wasn't the curriculum per se, it was the interaction, the constant, every single day interaction and problem solving. Now think about if you bring that into a work environment. You go educate all these people this way, and then what they bring back is not just their knowledge of computer science. I think the most important thing they will bring back is how to teach each other, how to collaborate, and how to problem solve at a whole different pace and a whole different speed than they did before.
In addition to this highly effective MOOC, AT&T is offering other online, self-paced, fast-track training in a variety of technical fields. There are courses where employees earn nanodegrees, specialized credentials for specific jobs. And so far, some 50,000 employees have received badges certifying they've completed technical training.
You know, the fact that we are able to tie business strategy to learning strategy is so unique because it gives the learner a North Star on where they need to go to be successful. And it also is an opportunity for the company to align cultures in a massive way across our huge employee body so that we can deliver with much more speed and much more agility.
So the non-technical people, do they fit into the mix too?
Absolutely, and that's interesting because as we think about continuous learning, we tend to focus on just the technical aspects of becoming a data scientist or analyzing data better, thinking about our computer science degrees, but there is a non-technical component that needs to transform. First of all, our non-technical people need to have baselines and foundational knowledge of what's happening in the technical space. That's why we've created tools like our Business Transformation Learning Series so that people can get a foundational knowledge of what's happening on the network side of our business, what's happening with data analytics. We want to make sure that if you're in a non-technical role, that you understand how to make business decisions utilizing data. And there are courses specifically designed so that people can hone those skills.
I am not a technical person.
We caught up with Shanna Good, a sales operations lead in the AT&T finance department. She's part of a huge wave of employees who've collectively taken a total of 1.8 million courses as part of AT&T University's Transformation Learning Series.
Some people feel like maybe AT&T is asking them to go get a PhD in math to become a data scientist, and that's not what they're asking. It's more like just take the training and gain that knowledge so you'll know what's going on with our company and be able to understand some of these conversations that are going on.
What's your goal? Where do you want to go with the whole thing?
Taking the training kind of just made me realize that it's not too late to switch lanes if I want to. And so I'm doing a personal goal, trying something new that I normally would never do. And that's kind of exciting.
For me, it was once I got started, I didn't want to stop.
Elizabeth Green is a manager in the AT&T Network Process and Quality Group. For her, this new training is a means to a greater end.
It's personal growth. You want to grow. That's the ultimate goal, right? You want to grow to be better.
Why?
Because if you're constantly growing, you're able to do different things, to move to different places, to achieve different goals.
I'm sure there are some employees out there that are going to say, well, wait a minute, are you judging me based on this? What would you say to them?
I would say we are looking for those who are willing to skills pivot, but we don't mandate this training, and that's important. There's going to be some that opt in. There may be some that choose to opt out. We want to see who's raising their hand, who's engaging in this, and that's part of our model here so that you can, if you choose, be a part of this company for a long time to come because of how you are changing your skill set for what we need going forward.
What do you say to the folks that are getting near retirement? Is there a role for them in this whole thing?
Absolutely. We need to celebrate the people that have built this corporation to what it is today. We also need to make sure that we encourage everyone that it's all about continuous learning. And regardless of whatever stage of career you think you may be in, we have to embrace and we have to adopt this ability to constantly challenge ourselves to become better, constantly challenge ourselves to think differently about what we've been doing.
In order to help employees think differently about the future, AT&T saw the need for more than training alone.
You have to put the entire ecosystem around this for our employees so that they have intelligence in terms of where the world is going, where the job growth is, and then once you identify the job that interests you, get yourself equipped. So you got to put the whole thing together.
So AT&T created that ecosystem to guide employees on the path to 2020 with tools that include My Career Profile, where employees can document their experience, skills, and certifications, and showcase their capabilities to hiring managers. There's the Career Intelligence tool, designed to help employees track trends, view descriptions, locations, compensation rates, and availability for jobs within the company. There's My Career Explorer, where employees can assess their skills to see how they measure up for their current job and for new jobs. And there's the Individual Development Plan, where employees can establish goals and actions to enhance business skills and increase marketability.
They've created a platform of intelligent assistance that says, our job is to tell you where we're going, help you get the skills you need, and if you get them, make sure you get rewarded. Your job is to understand where we're going, to get those skills on your own time, but with the company's financial assistance, and keep doing that over and over. And I think that's a mini version of the new social contract for the country. That's where the country is going to go.
And how that will redefine what we think of education?
I think it's going to redefine education. It's going to redefine citizenship. I mean, this company has a lot of employees. So when they move in this way, it percolates through the economy. This will be revolutionary.
I think this is going to be viewed as not only unprecedented, it's going to be viewed as unparalleled. And I think it's going to fundamentally reshape vocational education.
How would you relate the rebuilding of the knowledge base of your very own people?
You can be anything you want to be. And you can see how we have mapped you, but you can map yourself to any job in this company.
It's amazing to work for a company that not only encourages you to grow, but also helps you to grow, because they provide a lot of different resources. We just have to take the steps to do them.
How would you describe the person that you were before you started working for AT&T and the person you are now?
When I first started, I needed a paycheck. Today, I enjoy coming to work. It's like, I feel like you have to live what you do. And I get up enjoying where I go. It's not so much about a paycheck. It's about personal growth, being better, stronger, and wiser in every area of life. And as long as we keep moving forward, we can do anything within the company.
AT&T is investing to be the premier integrated communications company in the world, leading in mobilizing and connecting virtually everyone and everything. With the transformation well underway, AT&T employees will need to extend themselves in new ways, stay current with business trends, think globally, move faster, and work together more effectively. By providing state-of-the-art learning opportunities and investing millions in employee training, AT&T is delivering the resources necessary to help shape the future of its workforce. Now, while each employee will have his or her own journey to 2020, one thing is certain: continuous learning and retooling will be a way of life. The one thing that really struck me is this. You've said, as technology marches forward, we're bringing our people with us. And the reason that struck me is that sense of ownership, our people, this is our team. I mean, you're a father, you're a grandfather. It's almost paternal in a way.
Look, you can't help but have that kind of sentiment, right? I started, at the very bottom of this company, mounting tapes on 19-inch tape drives. I don't even think that technology exists today. And I was afforded this incredible privilege of coming up this business and seeing so many different aspects of it. And so I do have an ownership sense of the people that are facing off to the customer day in and day out, of the people that are doing the most basic work day in and day out, that we need to bring them along with us. And then I also have a brother who is out there working in these jobs. And so you want to give all 280,000 people an opportunity to achieve what I've been given the privilege to achieve, all right? And I think the track record in this company is those who work hard, those who expend the effort to broaden themselves and broaden their knowledge, can do all they want to do in this company.